Hello everyone! In this week's reading, I'm going to focus on chapter 6 and discussing about business ethics by Lucjan Klimsza's books, Business Ethics, Introduction to the Ethics of Values. This chapter helps me understand how ethics shapes decision in business and how moral values are just as important as making profits, competition, or strategies. Klimsza defines business ethics as a study of business situations, activities, and decisions where the issues of right and wrong are addressed. The main key point here is that right and wrong are not just defined by financial outcomes but by moral values. This makes business ethics as a branch of applied ethics where the moral principles are being applied in real-world business actions. The author also has contrast two views. Some economists like Albert Carr view business as a game similar to poker where competition and deception are just normal part of the rules. On the other hand, others including Klimsza argues that this point of view ignores moral responsibility. Instead, he emphasizes that economies thrive better in morally sound environment where trust, honesty, and responsibilities are present. One of the most powerful sections of Chapter 6 discusses the 8 key values in business ethics. These values form the foundation of ethical decision-making and healthy company culture. Let's go briefly over them. So let me start with the first value in business ethics, which is freedom. So what is freedom? Freedom is an ability to choose and act responsibly. Without freedom, there could be no ethics. However, true freedom must respect others' rights and boundaries. So the second one of the key value in business ethics is justice. Justice ensures fairness in how people are treated. The author mentions two kinds of justice, which number one is commutative justice, which means equality for all, and the second one is distributive, which means according to the distribution or needs. The third value is responsibility. This value means being accountable of the consequences for one's action, to oneself, to the society, or even to the environment. And that leads us to trust, which is the fourth key value. Trust is the foundation of all business relationships. When a company keeps its words, customers and employees develop a confidence in its integrity, which is good, right? When there's trust, there's progress. And that leads us to the fifth value in business ethics. The ethical progress means improving not just only wealth, but also the quality of human life. It's not just about financial growth, but also about human development and dignity. And now we're down to the sixth value in business ethics, which is prosperity. Prosperity should be shared. True prosperity occurs when no one's success harms others or the environment. You're right, I know. It is so fascinating to imagine that all these values would have been applied in the business world in reality and made us think after prosperity, what could be further? And that leads us to the seventh key value in business ethics, which is sustainability. So what is sustainability about? Sustainability means maintaining balance, whether social, economic, environmental, so that the growth today will not destroy the opportunities for the future. And that leads us down to the last key value in business ethics, which is rationality. Rationality involves logic, reason, evidence to make fair, well-informed decisions that align with moral principles. So what I learned from this chapter is that these values are not just abstract. They have real implications for business today. For example, when company ignores justice and sustainability, this can lead to exploitation, corruption, and even environmental damage. But when these companies apply ethical principles, it can lead to long-term trust, brand loyalty, and even social respect. So the author also reminds us that ethical behavior reduces legal costs and increases efficiency because societies based on honesty and responsibility creates stability. So ethical business isn't just nice to have. It's practical, it's sustainable, and it's profitable in the long run. To sum it up, in a way, I think that chapter 6 taught me that business ethics is about values, guiding behavior that benefits both the individuals and society. The ethics ensures that the business decisions contribute not only to financial gain but also for human well-being and for the common good of all. So in the end, the author shows us that moral values like freedom, justice, and responsibilities are not separate from business. They are in fact the true drivers of trust, progress, and prosperity. And that's it. Thank you for listening.